Hello, stamping friends. It's Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Today, I have some quick and easy cards using your Designer Series paper scraps. I know we have lots of scraps, or I do anyway, of Designer Series paper, and sometimes we just have a lot of Designer Series paper that we need to use. So I have some really quick and cute cards, or I think they're cute, and I'm going to make one with you today, and I have 4 more to show you, and they're all using a variety of Designer Series paper. Before I tell you what you're going to need, I wanted to share with you my the free card kit for October. So after you place a minimum $30 order with me without tax and shipping using the host code, between now and the 22nd of October, you will receive a card kit for one of each of these 3 cards and a small gift from me. Now, I am using the Peaceful Cabin Bundle. I'm not sending the Peaceful Cabin Bundle stamp set. I'm just sending a card packet with cardstock and what you'll need to make these 3 cards. You'll need to provide your own ink and stamps, and I will not be doing any of the stamping. So again, this is for October. I'll mail out the kits around the 25th, and you can find more information at rusticbarncards.com. So just so you can kind of see, I just have a little bit there, but these are the 3 cards that I will be sending you, and I will have the embossing done for you. So you'll receive a envelope with the cardstock and everything in this for each of these 3 cards by placing an order with me of a minimum of $30. All right, let's start stamping. So I'm going to be using basic white cardstock, and that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I folded it in half. And then I just looked through my scraps, and this one is from the Peaceful Cabins, and it is, and you can use either side. I'm going to use this side, and it is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have another piece here of Designer Series paper, and most of my Designer Series paper, I had enough to cut 2 by 4. I think this one is a little bit smaller, so it's basically whatever you have. So we're using scraps, so maybe you have a 2-inch, maybe you have 1 1/2, 1 3/4. So, you know, it doesn't matter. You're going to need some linen thread, or that's what I'm using on these cards, but you can match up whatever you have, dimensionals, and I'm going to be using 1 ink Poppy Parade and Thanks a Bunch, and this comes from the Celebrate Sunflowers. So just pull whatever sentiment that you want from the stamp sets that you already own to make these cards. And then I'm also going to be using the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. If you don't have this, you can use another one, or you don't have to use any embossing folder. I'm going to be using this on my sentiment piece, and the sentiment piece is 2.5 by 4. So let's go ahead and put this card together, and again I will show you some other cards. So I've added adhesive. Sometimes I open my card and sometimes I don't, but we do want the cabins to be facing the correct way, so you turn that around. So I'm just going to be adding this right to my card base, and I'm going to use a coordinating, you want to use a coordinating DSP for your smaller piece, and add some liquid glue, and we're going to just place that right here on the side. Then I'm going to come in here and use my Poppy Parade. We'll ink up our stamp. And I am going to place this on the left-hand side. If you have a smaller, or a shorter, I should say, sentiment, you could still place it over to one side, or you could place it even in the middle. And now I'm going to take the sentiment that is 2.5 by 4, and I'm going to bring in the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder, and I am just going to lay this in here, and then I'm going to run it through the embossing. And when I run it through the cut and emboss machine, since I'm going to be using the 3D folder, sorry about that, then I just need 1, and then my embossing folder, and 4. So that's the sandwich that I need, and I'm going to run that through. I would run it through on camera, but I don't have a lot of room here on my table. So I've run that through, take this out, and I think it just kind of adds and gives something to the sentiment. Now we're going to bring in our linen thread, and you could use ribbon. So I am going to wrap this around. Now some of these cards I've wrapped it around twice or even once and made a bow, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this around twice, and you just kind of have to kind of trial and error to get how much linen thread that you need. So 1, 2, and now I'm going to make my bow. I'm going to bring my snips in because I kind of have an idea how much I need. And we'll just add this bow off to the side. And then I can adjust, and I can pull my bow tight, and then I can take the little string here and I can make it a little smaller, however I would like. And I can just kind of slide this over a little bit so you can still see the thanks a bunch. We're going to turn this over and we're going to add dimensionals. And I am going to add a dimensional just kind of right on top of the linen thread because I think that helps hold it down. And then I'm just going to put 1 in each corner and 1 in the middle. Let me take the backings off. Okay, bring in our card, and then I'm just going to pop this. Now you could put it down a little bit, you could put it over, and I think on this particular card, because I really want to kind of showcase some of this designer series paper, that I'm going to just bring it over to the side, and you'll still can see the designer series paper. So most of the others I put them in kind of in the middle, but this one I wanted to be able to showcase those cabins. I'm going to bring in our Holiday Rhinestone Basic Jewels. And again, you can add 1 gem, you can add 3 or as many as you want. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up one of these gems right here, and I think I am going to add this right there. So here is our card. Thanks a bunch. Quick and easy using designer series paper, and again just using scraps of what you have. So look through your scraps and make some cards. Let me show you the other 4 cards. In this card here, I use the Designer Series paper from Tidings of Christmas, and I actually use the thank you from a retired set called Happy Thoughts. And then another is using the Sweet as a Peach Designer Series paper, which is called You're a Peach. So I use some scraps, although I have plenty that I can use. And this Designer Series paper came from another pack, and I don't remember what it was now. But again, you know, when it's scraps, then just look and see what you have. And then here's another card using the Peach Designer Series paper. Both of these came from the same pack, but they're both a little different because how I matched up what Designer Series paper that I used. And my last one, I did not emboss the sentiment piece, and basically that's because I forgot. So that is here, that is this one right here. Thank you. So you can see that they all look different, but they are all the same layout. And on the card that we made today, I used the Peaceful Place Designer Series paper that is in our mini catalog. And this striped Designer Series paper is from the Tidings of Christmas. I'm not sure about this one here because, again, I just looked in my scraps. So that's what I did to make these cards. So it's a quick and easy card. I hope you'll pull out some of your Designer Series paper scraps and give it a try. I'm Terry Hartley. Thank you for watching and have a great day.